Hey guys, Stephanie here again with ILYBDesigns.com, back with another DIY tutorial for you. In last week's video, I shared with you how to create a faux etched look on a large mirror. Well, this week I'm actually going to show you how to really etch right into the glass. I'll put a link to the faux etch video at the end of this one in case you want to check that one out too. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. So today I'll be taking a plain Pilsner beer glass and transforming it into a really elegant looking drinking glass by etching a design right into the glass. It looks pretty high end and you're going to be amazed at how easy this is for you to do at home. You can do the same technique on many different types of glasses. These glasses make great gifts, especially wedding gifts, personalized with the couple's name and wedding date, anniversary gifts, and realtor closing gifts or housewarming gifts, which is actually what these glasses you're going to see in this video were made for. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is measure where your design is going to go on your glass. Take into account any curves in the glass. This glass has a curve and the design gets a little more difficult to put it on there. So I like to try and stay in this upper part of this glass because it's flat and it's going to be easier to get the decal on. So I'm going to fit my design into that space. So now my design is cut to size. I have an extra rectangular box that I did put around the design, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that in just a moment. The important thing to think about when you're weeding your design for etching glass is that the part of the design that you are removing is the part that you want the etching cream to etch into the glass. So in this design, it's the outline of North Carolina that is actually going to be etched into the glass. So that's the part of the vinyl that I'm removing and weeding. And I also need to take out the little center parts of the zeros. This part that's showing up white right now, that's the part that is going to get etched into the glass. The remaining part, these letters and numbers here, that's going to remain just the clear glass. This box that I have around the design, I've measured from the top of my design to the top of this rectangle, how far down I want it to appear on the glass. So this distance here, this is how far I want it to come down on the glass. This is going to be a pair of glasses, so I want them to look exactly the same. I don't want one design to be lower and one to be up higher. So I'm trying to get them as best I can in the same position. So now I'm going to put my transfer tape on top of the design. And this is a good way to use up your scrap vinyl because it does not matter what color this pattern is because you're just going to toss it away. I'm going to line up the top of this rectangle with the top of my glass. Whoa, it's trying to stick before I'm ready. And then I usually like to push down in the center and work towards the outer edges of the design because you want to be sure that this inner section of your design is all pushed down flat and that there's no bubbles. So if you work from the inside out, it seems to work a little bit better. Glasses are tricky just because they're curved surfaces. So you don't want to just go pushing down willy-nilly. Is that even a word? I don't even know where that came from. Let's see. Am I going to get all the edges all the way flat? If not, I'm going to show you a trick. I think I'm going to have to use that little trick. All right, let me peel up. All right, now all of this side is all pushed down very nice and smooth. And let me just go over the letters and numbers. They're all nice and smooth. So I'm good until I get to this side. And this side you can see here, see there's a big bubble there. If I was to leave that like that, when I do the etching cream, it's going to go underneath that decal and it's going to etch some weird part of the glass that I don't want to be etched. So I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut just a straight line, slicing it down, and I'm going to just lift up this part of the design where I cut it, and I'm just going to overlap it just a tad. And that way I can push that down. Now it's all nice and flat. And I need to do that again right here. You just want to pick a good spot on your design where you're going to be able to overlap it well. All right, so I got it sliced, and now I'm just gonna overlap it and push it down. And so now all parts of my design are all adhered really well along the edge. I'm using this Armour Etch glass etching cream. I'll put a link in the description to where you can buy this etching cream. It does say it will not etch plastic or some Pyrex, and it's not intended to etch large solid areas, but it works well on smaller areas such as the glasses that we're doing. So funny thing is, I was trying to figure out how I was going to film me using the etching cream. I had no idea how I was going to get my glasses to stop from rolling around. Usually I just lean them up against something, but I came up with a new trick. So I took painter's tape and I did that fold, you know, where you're going to have sticky on all sides, stuck that to the back of the glass, and it's just going to stick right down. So now they won't roll, because they do have to sit for 20 minutes with the etching cream on them. So you are going to want to have a place where they're not going to be rolling around. So cool new little trick I learned since I was filming for you guys. So now I'm just taking the etching cream and I'm using a paintbrush and I'm just globbing it on. That's the technical term, globbing it on. You want a thick coat, and just be sure that you only get it on your design area. Anywhere where this etching cream touches is what is going to get etched into the glass, and there's no going back once this is done. So you want a thick coat, and you can see now this is why it's so important that your edges are all adhered down. And there are some chunks in this. I don't know if you can see that on camera. There are chunks of something, and it is just what makes this etching cream work. So don't think that it's gone bad or something's wrong with it. That's just part of, I guess, the chemical reaction or something that happens. All right, so you see I have a nice thick coat covering everything, but I've made sure to not get it anywhere except where the vinyl is. And you may be thinking, wow, that wastes a lot of the etching cream, but it doesn't. Don't worry. Whenever the 20 minutes is up, I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to scoop up the excess and put it back in the jar. So you're not really using as much as it looks like you are. We're going to be able to salvage a lot of that. So now I'm going to stick that down, and look at there. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is a trick I'm going to use again. So now they're not rolling around. So we're going to let it sit for 20 minutes and then I'll be back and show you the rest. Okay, so the 20 minutes is up, and now I'm going to take my paintbrush, and I told you we were going to salvage a bunch of this etching cream. I'm just going to scoop it up and then put it back in the jar, and you can reuse this part that you're able to salvage. You also wouldn't want this much going down your sink, because the next step is we're going to rinse off what is left on here. And now I think you can see those chunks I was talking about. See that chunk right there? It's, like I said, it's something that has to do with the chemical reaction that is occurring to make this happen. Rinse with water or wipe off with a damp cloth. Be sure to do this in a stainless steel sink because it could take off the finish of a porcelain sink. Then remove your vinyl decal. Then wash with soap and water and dry completely. Here's the finished product. These etched glasses have such an elegant look, and yet they are so simple to make. They're dishwasher safe, and the design is permanent since it's etched right into the glass. I'll put a link in the description to my shop where you can purchase ready-made etched glasses or purchase the SVG file or stencil if you'd like to make your own. Don't forget to let me know if you like these etched glasses by hitting that like button and leave a comment below. If you missed my faux glass etching project, you can click on that video right here and check it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.